G'day YouTube, it's Alec, Zammitt and Stolk.
We're heading into the streets of Canberra to talk to day-to-day Canberrans about the decriminalisation changes where all drugs will be decriminalised. 3 years ago, the ACT decriminalised cannabis. We just went and visited a legal and an illegal grow.
And we're going to be speaking with people on the streets to find out how decriminalisation has affected them.
It is legal to possess 50 grams of cannabis. It is illegal for a household to grow 4 plants, each individual 2. We have also introduced some new laws. It's now illegal to smoke in public, and it's illegal to smoke in the presence of children.
Are you an ACT resident?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am ACT resident, yes.
So you're a cannabis consumer yourself?
Yes.
I don't consume it. I don't know people who consume it.
I am a recreational cannabis consumer, yes.
So do you think the decriminalisation that occurred in Canberra has had a positive or a negative effect?
Decriminalisation is not even far enough. It's like full legalisation, commercialisation. I think that nobody belongs in jail.
Mainly positive because it just means people aren't abusing it more.
It's kind of neutral.
There's been a lot of positive changes, I think. It's got nothing but benefits in my life.
The attitude towards it's a little bit healthier.
Well, I hope it's had a positive impact. It's moved the drug issue from being a criminal justice matter into being a health matter.
I don't know, it makes the prices cheaper. Can I say that?
Do you guys see more people consuming cannabis now that it's decriminalised?
Much more because, there's just way more access to it.
I guess it's always been prevalent in uni.
Not at all. No, I haven't seen anything change, no.
Do you cultivate your own legal cannabis?
I do not, but I know quite a lot of people that do now, yeah.
I don't, but my family does, yes.
Few friends who grow cannabis, a lot of people don't have the resources to grow it well.
No, I don't, because plants die, especially in Canberra.
Because you're only allowed to grow outdoors as opposed to having an indoor hydroponic setup?
The better you can control the environment of growing, it's better.
Under the state laws, you're not actually allowed to use an artificial light source or an artificial heat source. You're not allowed to grow hydroponics, but it's not defined in the Act what hydroponics is. Can you give us a little bit of information about that?
As soon as you add that water to it and take the soil out of it, a soilless medium, that's when it's hydroponic. Even taking a little prop tent so that they don't get affected by frost, temperature and anything, putting a light over small plants and putting that inside, outside, that's still technically illegal. They've made one thing allowable and one thing not allowable, and it's made it really difficult to find the connect between.
What kind of hindrances have these laws placed upon people who might live in an apartment or don't have a backyard that has security around it?
So it's a nice idea to have everybody growing, but there's a lot of theft as well. And because the seeds are also very hard to get, customs are very tight on it, makes it a hell of a lot harder to actually be able to do it.
At the moment, it is almost impossible to buy hemp seed, high CBD seed. If I was a farmer, I could grow acres of the stuff. But as a private citizen, I have major difficulties buying one seed.
The medicinal purposes of it, which is now helping treating people with PTSD, sleeping disorders, eating disorders, even just depression and anxiety.
So what is your story with growing cannabis?
We originally used it for my wife's brain tumour. It provided a quality of life that she would not otherwise have had. The end-of-life drugs made her comatose. The cannabis made her life generally more comfortable. Since then, my daughter has used it for endometriosis and she does not take time off work. She controls the pain.
So I'm looking at getting medical marijuana certificate, mainly for the prescription side, because even though it's been decriminalised here in Canberra, there's still a lot of bad ideologies on marijuana.
So you think that the biggest hindrance for medicinal cannabis expanding into a much greater access of people is that it needs to be cheaper and available on Medicare and stuff like that?
Yep, definitely.
One of the big things that happen with legalisation and medicinal marijuana, there's lots and lots of patients out there all over the place, but as far as the roads and legally driving on the roads, the law still doesn't make sense. You can be a legal medicinal card holder, but also be charged for driving under the influence. So I'd be interested to see when they legalise broadly what the disconnects will be.
The driving laws, I believe, to be immoral. They are not testing for impairment. They're testing for the presence of THC, which could have been in your system for months.
It'd be really interesting being able to measure the levels in somebody's system. It's very hard to see if somebody's under the influence currently with the current tests they have.
From October 2023, Canberra users found with small amounts of street drugs, including heroin, cocaine and ice, will get a fine or be ordered to attend rehab.
Are you aware of the changes that are occurring to do with all drugs? Do you think they'll have a positive or a negative impact?
Positive. Prohibition has never been an effective policy in decreasing drug use, so I think it's
going to be better and safer.
Less people abusing them and
Yeah,
getting into
safer drug consumption probably.
Effects of stuff like this takes a very long time to actually come into a point where you can notice it.
And I just think by like normalizing it a bit more and putting regulations around it and not just like cutting it off completely, you're giving education to like hundreds and thousands of like young kids our age who like have to go to these parties and can't get away from it, or have to go to these things and like can't get away from drugs. And it's like, at least if people can do it safely now.
The only reference we've got is like overseas places that have already implemented that. And their statistics say that crime rates have gone down, hospitalisation's gone down, rehab participants have gone down. I just go on what they say, and if that's what's going to happen here too, yeah, I'm all for it.
The statistics say everything. Everywhere around the world where they've legalised drugs, it's just gotten better. It's not going to stop. It's just going to make it more dangerous. People are going to break the law, kill people, rob people for it. But if it's legalised, they're not going to need to do that. It's going to be like a cigarette and alcohol. You can go and purchase it for $10-20.
I think it's a positive step toward focusing on the right things and acknowledging that people will do drugs, and the focus should be towards testing the drugs and ensuring that, you know, people are getting what they think they're getting.
The fact that there's like pill testing simultaneously, I think makes like the double-pronged approach makes it like way more safe.
Place in Civic where you can test substances has had a positive effect on the uni community. People feel safer.
So we're down here at Cantest in Canberra. They're a public service that's offering free testing of all illicit drugs. This facility isn't currently able to test plant matter, so there's a lot of issues with jump, and there's a lot of issues with cutting drugs or dealers providing powders that they say that they're one thing but they turn out to be another. This service provides a health-based approach and some information to help you make a more informed decision. They don't require taking down your details. You can just bring your stuff in, you can have it tested, and for the most part you'll receive instant results. So if this is something you want to see more of and you enjoy, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what's up, let us know how we can improve, and we'll keep bringing you this greatness as well as continue pushing it out to mainstream media.
I'm actually brand new in the job, mate. So,
Would anyone be willing? No?
Thank you.